implemented it. By 2012, there was already a lot of massive open online courses. You think about Udemy, Coursera, edX. And what we said is if you want to get an internship at Equity, which was a paid internship during the university time, if you want to get this continuous internship, then every time you're applying to join the program, you need to have taken X number of courses on Coursera or Udemy or something like that. That was around like the academic theme. And then finally, there was, whether we wanted to help the scholars also become entrepreneurial and set up companies and things like that. So we had like training on how to start and run a company and other training on what are the competitions, mentorship, etc. So anyway, those three things. But again, as we're going through this process, are we sure that these three things, the scholars who go through the program are going to have an advantage in the job market? And that's a question that stayed at the back of our minds all through that time. And because we were the more professional side of Equity Group Foundation, even the Wing to Fly program that was funded through Equity, they used to look at us and they would be asking us if we want to mentor the high school students in our program, how would we or what would we tell them about careers? And that's the first time it occurred to me that there's very limited career advising that's available in Kenya. And if, let's say, my experience was to be any guide, I would say a lot of us here would have picked whatever careers that we have or whatever courses that we are studying based on impressions that we gained by speaking with either someone or most likely based on the prestige of the course. Or I hear there's a third version, a third option, which is you are called, right? But that's not the calling that I'm talking about today. Yeah, you are called by JAB to do something or called by KUCCPS to do something. So you just like, okay, this is what I've been called to do. This is what I'm going to do. But anyone who at the high school level wanted to make their career decision based on any form of data, that data does not exist. So which is why I'm saying most of you will probably have made your decisions based on impressions, based on people you met, or based on being called by KUCCPS. And we thought about, okay, what could we do to learn about all these career options in Kenya, what's marketable, what's not, what you could do, what you should avoid. And well, by the time I was leaving Equity in 2014, we hadn't yet succeeded in doing that because we realized it will involve a lot of primary research. The kind of primary research that in other countries, their departments of labor, or let's say the Ministry of Labor will be doing. I mean, if you're thinking of the UK or the US and you want to be an actuarial scientist, you'll be able to know what courses you need to do for that, what certification, how much you earn, let's say at the beginning of your career, in the middle of your career, to the end of your career, how many places there are in, I mean, what opportunities they exist in that industry, like are the people employed, you get data for all of that. In Kenya, very limited data toward that extent. And I was just like using this sort of like background to say that for the last 10 years or so, I've been thinking a lot about careers and how careers transition into employment. And it's something that I recognize that a lot of us, even if you're interested in that information is kind of not available. But today, I'm not going to focus on, in the next 20 minutes or so, I'm not going to focus on talking about what career, but I want to focus more on that employment bit. Yes, you're already doing something right now. How does that employment bit look like? And how do you take yourselves through the motion to ensure that, let's say in 3 years time or 2 years time, you're able to get like that job of your dream, or at least a job that puts food on the table. So that's what, when we say like career and calling, making it work, that's pretty much like what I want to focus on. How do you make that dream work for you based on sort of like all these insights or perspective that I've gained working in this education to employability space over the last couple of years. Now, I don't know if you have had other career talks during camp meeting. Oh, no. Okay. So the joke I want to give is not going to be very good, but I prepared for it, so I still have to say it. So is it like, oh, the people who've had the joke, please don't laugh until the joke is over. So yeah, please wait until the joke is over. So two friends are walking in a forest, and then a bear comes across, and they start running away from the bear. And one of the friends is like, "Oh my goodness, we're going to die." And the other friend like, "No, I'm not going to die." The other friend like, "Wait, you think you're going to outrun the bear?" And like, "No, I just need to outrun you." Okay, so I'll come back to the joke at the end of the talk. So the job market in Kenya has become so crazy difficult over the last 5 to 10 years that it's like those two friends who are caught up in the forest with a bear running after them. And there's a few figures that I'd like to point out to you. So formal employment in Kenya, which is I think what you guys are looking for, has stayed between 2 to 3 million since 1980. So right now, the formal employment in Kenya is about 2.9 million jobs. So I think it's just about 15% of Kenya's employment is formal. No, I mean, 14 million people in Kenya are fully employed, about 2.9 million are employed in formal jobs. And I think that maybe we should have started by asking questions, but I believe that many of you, when you're going through university, your goal is that at the end of university, you're going to get a formal job. That's 2.9 million Kenyans. And between 2015 and 2019, the Kenyan economy created 500,000 formal jobs in the country. So in 2018 and 2019, that number was about 75,000 jobs each. In 2020, because of COVID, people lost jobs. I think the total employment in the country fell from between 60 to around, maybe around 70% to around 50 something. And then by the beginning of 2021, it had risen to around 66 or 65. All these are information you can get from the Kenya Institute of Public Policy Research, KIPRA, or the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics or World Bank or something like that. And the reason I'm mentioning this is you're no longer that high school student that we were doing research for. These are things that you can go out and find for yourself. So formal jobs created in 2018 and 2019, 75,000. In 2020, you know how the environment was last year. So we can pretty well say that maybe 75, okay, best case scenario, there were 75,000 jobs created in 2020, but we know that's not true. And then there's been an expansion in the university education. And in, I think, 2018, there was about 58,000 people who graduated from university. 2019, no, that's 2017. And then in 2018, there was about 75,000 people who graduated from the university. No, actually 78,000. So we're saying that the number of formal jobs that were created in the country in 2018 was less than the number of people who are graduating from the university. Question for you, like, I don't know, I don't have the numbers for people who graduated in 2019 or 2020 or when you guys will be graduating, but I think those are numbers like you can also just like check. But what we're saying is, unlike 10 years ago, the number of formal jobs that are created in the country is less than the number of people who are graduating from the university. I think that has sunk. Now, let me ask, how many of us are in our final year? Oh, that's a handful. Second final year. Oh, okay. Oh, so most of us are like in first year, second year, maybe third year. Oh, okay. So let me ask, how many of you intend to start a business when they graduate? All right. I'm happy there's only a few of you because starting a business is one of the hardest things you can ever do. So I assume that most of us are looking towards getting employed, right? I mean, to and maybe be employed when you graduated. Is that a fair assumption? All right. How many of us, and this is now from first year to final years, how many of us expect or hope or expect to get 1,000 shillings a month or more? I like the courage. Yeah. 100,000 or more. All right. How many expect to get jobs paying, expect or hope to get jobs paying, let's see, 500, that's a lot. Oh, but let me say 200 and above. Oh, that's good. Yeah. All right. So let me go lower. Between 50 and 99,000. All right. Fewer people. And between people who think, yani wamejiona, wakajiangalia, wakaona, even if I get a job that's paying between 30,000 and 50,000, I will be okay. Oh, no one? Okay. Oh, there's one. How many I want to be teachers? Or are hope or expect to be teachers when they graduate? One, two. Okay. Also, oh, okay. So, but you guys. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So at least we have several hope, expect, would like to be teachers when they graduate. But you know, like the entry level salary for teachers in Kenya is 40. 40? 46? Oh, yeah, 46. I think like he knows it better. Okay, so I'll go with 46. 46, it's for teachers. So the others, let me ask, just as a guess, like what's the average salary for employed people in Kenya? 30,000. Okay. And I don't know if you remember math, like what's the median pay for employed people in Kenya? I think people are wondering like, what is median? I saw that in a Form 2 class. Okay, so, but then, so I'll just like share this info. So they say only 2.9%, no, 2.9%, let's just round it up. Only 3% of Kenyans earn above 100,000 a year. 3%. Only 3%, no, per month, sorry, per month. Only, only 3% of employed people, of wage earners earn more than 100,000 a year. Oh, a month. In absolute numbers, that's about 90,000 people in Kenya who are employed earn 100,000